Hi everyone, for this tutorial I will be working on the elf ear. We could definitely put this earring here instead because this is prettier. So let's get started. So for our elf ear, I have found a reference online, and this is a reference that I will be using. Feel free to find your own reference when drawing things that doesn't exist in this world. So for me, I will pick this ear instead. So yeah, at the end of the day, since elf ear is not a real thing, you can definitely try to do it in any design in any way you want. For me, I just want a ear that is realistic enough for us to relate. So yeah, I'm going ahead with this ear. Yeah, and at this point, I'm just adjusting where I think the ear should be, because we did the ear on a separate layer. And maybe even some part of the hair would be covering it, but maybe when we merge down later on, we can add the extra part of the... And one thing I like about this reference is that they already have some red part on the ear. Like here, there's some red part on the ear, a little bit here. And generally they don't have much red part inside the ear, and the anatomy looks realistic for me to follow. So that's why I think this ear is pretty good. What we can do is we can just draw the entire ear first, and then I will use a mask to mask out the part that we don't need. Yeah, and already we have a kind of a believable elf here just by drawing the basic shape. We probably don't need to detail it more than this, because yeah, our face is also fairly simple. And let's proceed to adding the earring. Earring is something like a heart shape, and then with a bat head on the top part. At this point, we can turn on symmetrical tool. I rarely use symmetrical tool in Photoshop because it's very hard to manage it when you have more than one layer. But in this case, we definitely need it. So yeah, use tools accordingly when... There are many tools that, as an artist, we will feel reluctant to use it, such as pen tool. But sometimes they really achieve better result at a shorter time frame. So it's definitely important to like not have too much emotional attachment to tools when you really need to get the job done. So definitely try out different tools. Like the software are made for us to do things faster and have an easier life. Yeah, and definitely try not to hate too many tools. Yeah, one thing about the symmetry tool is once it goes out of the line, sometimes very difficult to bring it back to the center, which is what I'm facing right now. And once you have the basic shape down, remember to turn the symmetry tool off and continue to work on the props that you're making. It's important to paint over it one more time because due to how light works, right, it never ever hits two parts the same way. So I will still manually paint in some part that will have more light source hitting on it. And right now Now the gray needs to, I think we need to have higher contrast, so I'm using a burn tool to burn some part away. So right now it looks stronger and it looks like metal. And of course, I think we're gonna scale it longer a little bit to fit the reference. And I believe in the references, the earring was here. I believe we can put it a little bit lower. And we can also tilt it a little bit because of the wind. Yeah, because of the wind, we can tilt it a little bit. So same thing again, we can use puppet warp for this. If not, so sorry. Since this is a hot surface object, we have to rotate it one by one. So the puppet warp is only good for softer objects. So is the liquefy tool. So be aware of when you are using it as well. It does not apply to every situation, especially when there is a hard object evolve. And definitely we can spice up this hackle a little bit more. Since the wind is blowing, the hackle might not be this squashed. It might be a little bit more stretched out. Something like that. And this way we can definitely take our creative liberty to draw the expression of the hair. Hair is definitely one of the more interesting part of the character, that to draw. So normally you want to spend more time on the hair and the faces. Especially for me, I would love to draw hair. And since we have some problem right here, the hair is going behind. Okay, so there's two decisions that we can make right here. One is that we cut out the hair and let this hair go over a little bit, or we do not let the hair touch that part of the bra, so that we can keep the layer still the same. That way we save more like layering that will affect us later on if we want to add anything else. Yeah, in this case I choose the lazy way and just to keep the layer as it is. I am deciding to darken the neck a little bit more because I feel that we are out of values there to further just a simple dodge tool, go over the hair just to give it a little bit of ambient lighting. We can also do the same here. So this is as if the light, the sunlight just landed on it and gives a soft glow around the hair. And for color dodge, there's two modes. One is to turn on this curve tool and another one doesn't. What happens if you turn this on, the saturation will be bumped up as well. So this is very nice to add hotspot. But the problem with bumping this is that it doesn't give you white when you try to go stronger. It gives you more saturation, whereas if you turn this off, it goes whiter and whiter. So depending on whether you want glow, whether you want subsurface effects, or whether you want overexposed effect, you can play around with the this curve button right here. So yeah, once my base is done, it's really just dodge and burn for most of the parts. Yeah, that's why I wasn't too particular about doing a lot of detail, because on once of value, because we can always dodge and burn, and there will be a lot of value variation in the picture, in the art already. Oh, and in this case, I think we can afford to darken this part because it's inside the void of, is at the back of the. And normally, if you have this kind of very bright, saturated colors on the like in shadowy area, what you can do is also pick a warmer, cooler color and go over them a little bit. This way, it will push them and make them less noticeable. Yeah, in this case, I just picked the background color, and since it's a cool color, and I pushed away the red color. And then we can definitely add more things. And we can also add some detail on the inside. But we try not to add too much detail on the inside, because no one is going to notice. You don't want it to be a focal point. One problem right now that we face is this hair is kind of flat, so what we can do is giving it more volume by maybe darkening it. I think the burn tool is making the hair too saturated, so I'm deciding to use multiply in this case. And we can also erase some part that might have some reflected light going on. As you can see, we have darkened the skin just now. Right now we have also darkened the hair, and right now the colors and the lighting is coming along nicely. Yeah, there's a lot of softness in this lighting, and that's exactly what I want, because with all this softness, it's easier to tweak than having harsh lighting at this point. And I think we are at the stage where we can add some background, but that probably is a lesson for the next lesson. So let's go ahead and do more detail on the ear and probably the horns if we have some time left. Yeah, so I feel that this looks not very, it doesn't look organic enough at this point, so I'm just trying to make this accessory look better in the wind. Perhaps this part is also too straight. Maybe we can start turning from here as well. And there you go. So I think now it will look more natural, just because the top part is also turning a little bit. But I still feel like there's a need to. I think for now it should be fine. And we can definitely do some like glowing effect on this light. Going to merge this down. I'm not at this point we have enough copies of the work version, and so I'm not afraid of merging down. And of course, right now we can just take a smudge brush and blur away some part of the face that you think has too strokes that are too rough. At the end of the day, we want to keep the face more soft and looks really smooth. One thing I feel that we have not do enough is to hide the cheekbone a little bit more. Perhaps this curl here can be thicker, so it hides more of the cheekbone. Oh no, I have messed up the curl here, so we're gonna rescue it. Perhaps it's I still do not like this curve on the hair. It feels very thick. Doesn't feel as flowy as well, so maybe we can try to redraw it or shave it a little bit more. Don't forget the strip, the black color strip that we have on our stocking. Sorry, not stocking, the hand sleeve. And let's continue to add like the earrings and accessories on the ear. So for the earring, it's kind of those gothic hangover kind of earring where there's two parts of the holes. So one is here and another one is here, so it hangs over your ears. And I kind of think that this is really a very sexy element to have on this character, therefore I designed her this way. And then we have like very complex shapes of the metal that we have to render. But it's all worth it because at the end of the day, this is what makes her looks good. Be careful of the length of the sharpness here. Yeah, at the end of the day, we don't want this sharp accessories to overtake the entire shape of the ear. It should just still be an accessory. So yeah, it shouldn't be too overbearing. And then hot spot of the metal. I feel that the design of these three pieces is not very elegant yet, so perhaps we can change up the shape a little bit. Maybe more curve would be nice. Because we can give her another layer of sharpness. Sometimes when you're designing some accessories like that, shape is definitely important, and using repeating shape will definitely help to make a certain design look more consistent. So if one sharp object is not enough in this case, then we will add another layer of sharp object around it. Be it medium, big or small, it will definitely help it in some way. So yeah, I am satisfied with the current look of this. So let's move on. I think that concludes the lesson for the ear and some part of the body and the hair. Yeah, the next lesson would be adding a background to this piece. And I see you guys again. Bye bye.